Visual art in Buddhism is not about, the expression of the artist. It's about inspiring the viewer.
Yep.
So when the viewer looks at the piece of art, it should inspire them to be more compassionate, to be more sort of generous, and to
Yep.
be more open to people as well. I think a lot of people will come to the murals and just look at them for their beauty, because the beauty and the workmanship is unimaginably
Yep.
profound. And the fact that many of these are like 1,000 years old is even more extraordinary. So I think people can appreciate them in whatever way interests them. If it's just purely as an piece of art, then that's fine.
The book is really like an archive in the format of large size digital photographs, very beautiful, very high quality, of 120 ancient, very precious murals, which are in Tibet, so would be in a monastery, in a temple, in 13 different locations. So very challenging creation process. Is the author of the book and the photographer, Thomas Laird, had to go to all those remote monasteries, temples, and set up his photographing gear in often very confined spaces, which provided him with many, many challenges. Thank you. Wonderful. Well done. Well, a range of Tibetan Buddhism topics which come through the murals. So it's a lot of important deities from Tibetan Buddhism, as well as various scenes from the Buddha's life, as well as his previous lives, which that's all described in the Buddhist scriptures, as well as some well-known tales in the Tibetan tradition. So it's quite a range of various topics, and all very unique, all very much worth preserving. We have to keep in mind that where the original murals are is often exposes those objects of art to a danger resulting from the atmosphere getting there, too much moisture, and perhaps just crumbling with time. So this is it. This is the archive in a book, included in the library collection as a display book, and started thinking about how can we make it available to the public, which was, as you can imagine, quite tricky, just because it is a very large book and very precious book at the same time. So this is why it has taken a little time. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche was for many years the spiritual director of the Great Stupa of Universal Compassion, requested that this book, which was given to him, is then passed on to the Great Stupa of the Universal Compassion.
After we did the story of Tibet, by the time I was finished with the story of Tibet, we did 50 hours of interviews with this book. He talked about his youth and his childhood and his education quite a bit. His Holiness said, "Tom, I understand the work is very important, you're preserving the murals, but why should I sign 1,000 sheets of paper?" And I said, "Your Holiness, I want you to consider 100 years from now, 200 years from now, imagine there's a book in a library somewhere around the planet, and say that place is on fire. What would happen? Which books would be saved?"
The thing about images like that, painted on a wall, being actually aids in meditation, in various Buddhist practices.
Yep.
So it's for the Westerners who don't know much about it, it's just a beautiful picture. So
Yeah.
it's art. But for a Buddhist, it's actually speaking to them in the language of particular deities, the symbols used within the picture, and the teachings behind it.
Yeah.
And they both feature heavily within the Great Stupa in shape of sculptures. And they have beautiful message in the teachings of peace and compassion. So that's pretty much what sums up.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.